Welcome to the Real Deals Real Estate Podcast, where you'll learn about buying and selling homes and how to invest in real estate. Now, here's your host, Donald Torrence of 𝐏𝐫𝐸 Real Estate.
Good day, everybody. This is Donald Torrance coming back to you again with another episode. I'm joined with Cynthia. Cynthia, you want to introduce yourself?
Hi, everyone. My name is Cynthia Ware. I am a retired internal medicine physician, Dr. Ware, and I entered the real estate realm, when I was 19 years old. Bought my first HUD house in Detroit, Michigan for $6,001. My best friend at the time, boyfriend, was a general contractor, and I was tinkle pink when he rehabbed my house. And then I went on to continue college with no rent because I had a rehab house. And then I bought another one about a year and a half later. And I had no idea that space I was in. Real estate. That is a place worthy to understand and acquire knowledge about, to pick up property for passive income.
So that's a good thing there. You said something that it opened your eyes up. What do you think was your driving force to actually keep you pushing forward in the real estate? Was it the passive income that you had, or was it the fact that you was flipping the property?
I truly enjoy taking an old ugly property that has been neglected or been sitting for 5 years and deteriorating slowly. I love putting love on them and rehabbing them back to a beautiful place where a family. I love that. A family can live in it again. A single person can live in it again, and create memories. And I'll be honest, and this happened in Detroit. I tried to manage it myself, and I think early on with my fiance, the gentleman ended up becoming my husband, but he wasn't good at managing, right? And so I'm not a good manager, right? It helped me develop skills talking with individuals. Um, um, I end up being sometimes paying for that I can't pay my rent. You know, I had some real nice newlyweds, right? I remember this so distinctly, telling this newlywed that it might be a good idea to look at one of their parents to go live with and save money. Oh, the wife was mad as hell. She was looking at me with fire in her eyes, and I meant no disrespect. Um, but I just asked them to think about it. Just give it some thought, and then just call me back. I said, because 4 months in a row, they called me saying you know, I can't pay the rent till next week, or can't pay the rent till 2 more weeks, or can't pay the rent.
Right.
And so I had to just bring that to their attention, that they mean well to become independent newlyweds, but sometimes we got to start off with a cushion up under us somewhere and save money to acquire that sanctuary called home, right?
Right.
So I learned over time, it's not to my benefit to be the manager, right? Get myself out of the way, have a real manager team. But you got to learn how to manage your managers.
Right.
So
So
that becomes very important, or you may lose your whole house.
right. So is with being a woman in a male dominated industry,
Mm.
what do you think kept you focus to move forward?
Medical school, buddy. Medicine. Medicine, male dominant.
Yeah.
And I've had a couple conversations with some males. We both went to medical school. We both took tests. We both passed boards. And how hell are you going to think that we can't talk about medicine to make the best decision for a patient in the ER?
Right. Right.
Or my patient is changing and need to be intubated. I had a conversation with an anesthesiologist, and he's giving his opinion. Hey, you either intubate her or call another person to do it. Okay, this is what this is going to be. If you're not qualified, it's not that I'm not qualified. I don't think she should. I don't give a damn. I didn't ask you to come up here for what you think she don't need. This patient is changing on me. Right. And need to be intubated. So medicine is a male dominant place, right? Yeah. And I remember one time in residency, me and a gentleman was working the ICU in telemetry, and we had the elevator, and he said, "See it, Dr. Cynthia, I don't care what nobody say. You all right. You all right with me?" I said, "What everybody saying?" They saying you mean. That's what he said. I said, I'm not mean. I said, what I am is I'm not silent when individuals are trying to take advantage of me. Right. I'm not silent. And I speak up. And he said, you all right with me? I think you're good. I think you're good, doctor. You know? And so I think learning how to be assertive, confident, and an advocate for the patient in the hospital helped me. And then having 5 brothers and sisters in my family, I think that helps too. I had 2 brothers over me and 2 sisters under me. So I think all that helped me be strong. Okay. That's the best way I can say it.
So saying that, do you think you had the right mindset when you came to the real estate space?
No, I had to learn it. I think okay, so I was 19 when I bought my first house. So mindset, being in Detroit, I just had I think it was my best friend who said, "Cynthia, won't you just look at going to get one of the houses that the city county has? They got a list of houses. They got the address. Won't you go get the list and look at buying a house?" And I had gotten laid off from General Motors, Auto Assembly. And it was something, I can't remember what this check was called, but it was a check that we got. And I got like a $12,000 check. And I bought my first house with it. And so, no, I was learning how to develop the mindset. Okay. I was learning. No, okay. I don't think I went in there. When you're young, you do things and not have the knowledge of it.
Right.
You got a concept and an idea, right? But as you continue to live, you learn that, I might need to learn something there first. I might need to find somebody that done this already. So I was lucky to find my boyfriend, who I knew. His name was Wayne. Wayne was a general contractor, and he wasn't trying to beat me. I just got lucky on that one, right?
Right.
And then my second one was a cosmetic. My daddy did carpentry. And so my daddy came in on the second one. The third one, my brother and my daddy, I think, came in. My brother and my daddy came in on my third one.
Okay. So by
Yeah.
then you knew the basic fundamentals of getting a deal structured and setting it up and how the work would actually flow. So for somebody that's just getting into the real estate space, would you tell them that mindset is important for them, or what would you tell them the first thing they need to actually start working on?
On the mindset. Mm. The first thing I would start working on after being stuck in that multifamily,
Mm-hmm.
I would try to find a sincere mentor.
Okay.
I that's what I would recommend for someone. I would try to find a sincere uh someone that at least have maybe 13, 14, 15 years in it,
Mm-hmm.
experienced in not trying to beat you. It's a lot of folks out there.
Yeah. Yeah.
They bite you. They bite you at your ankles, man.
Right.
And uh, I had someone take about $15,000 from me, and I really, really wasn't expecting them to do that
Mm-hmm.
to me. But I knew better to do business without a contract.
Right.
I knew better. I went on. I trust him and his wife and blah blah blah. Keep it. You gotta get that contract in to do any kind of business that's going to exchange money.
Mm. And to piggyback on what you're saying is uh you have to make a decision. Most people can't make a decision in the
Mm,
beginning. So that decision is okay, I'm gonna do the real estate, finding the right mentor, somebody who you resonate with, because it's a whole bunch of people online. There's you can turn on and just put in real estate investor or real estate mentor online in a Google search and hundreds of them pop up. So you want to make sure that that person is actually doing deals,
yeah.
not just somebody that's on social media selling a program. You want
Okay.
to make sure that that person is actually can actually talk to you and walk you through something when you get stuck. Because you're
Well,
gonna get stuck.
yeah, yeah. I'm gonna give you a place to look, and that's at meetups. I think it was 2019/2020. I was in Detroit,
Uh-huh.
and I'm trying to get myself, you know, connected to what's happening in Detroit. And somehow I found out about a meetup outside of Detroit on Telegraph.
Okay.
And so, oh no, no, no! Before that one, it was one in Plymouth. That's almost an hour away from Detroit, right? I
Mm.
used to work out there in Plymouth, so I went out there, and the meetup was closed.
Mm.
It's closed. I was like, what's happening here? Well, it was a it was a forecast that it was going to be an ice storm,
Mm.
right? And so they didn't care what time we closing this meetup, right? And I got home and I called my man. Well, let me pull this meetup again, the administrator. And I said, hey, I drove to the meetup. The meetup was canceled. He said, yeah, we canceled it. I said, I didn't receive nothing that you canceled. He said, nobody called you? Nobody texted you? No. He said, okay, we're having another one. This guy used to have about 3 meetups a
A
week.
month.
He
Oh, a
says,
week. Oh,
mm-hmm.
wow.
He said, we're having another one. Told me when, where, blah, blah, blah. He said, just tell them at the door your name. Your name. I'm putting your name at the door. You don't have to pay. We're gonna be expecting you, and I'm looking forward to meeting
Mm.
you.
That's good.
Okay. I made it to that meetup. This guy's been doing real estate for 40 years.
Mm.
And I met him. I met his team. Uh, I came to another meetup that he had. And so I'm developing a relationship with him, right?
Mhm.
And then I went to a meetup this is a fancy meetup. Everybody come to this meetup outside of Detroit on Telegraph. And he's sitting on the outside he's sitting, as soon as you walk in, you see him.
Mm,
Like I'm the big man here. And
mm,
so when he saw me, he said, Cynthia, he knew I was trying to raise some money so I can get my first rehab there in Detroit. And he
okay.
said, hey. And he brought a lender by, introduced me to him and said, take care of her. Sit with him, Cynthia. And then he started bringing lenders to me, introducing me to the different lenders, right? And uh, I stayed in contact with him and continued to go to his meetups. And him and I went to lunch twice.
Okay.
And he said, Cynthia, you are the only one, pretty much out of all our meetups in the last 60 days, that have shown a real interest to want to learn and stay connected and grow with us, right?
Mhm.
But this guy did real commercial also. And
Mm,
I'm talking about at a high level. When he was doing the Zoom on talking about commercial, he's way over my head,
mm,
way over my head. But there's another side to him. There's another story.
mm.
It'll be a little bit too long, but he
Yeah,
shocked me. He
yeah.
shocked me at our first time we went to lunch and told me he was involved in a big real estate deal where his partner that was involved went to jail.
Mm,
I'm sitting there and I was not expecting this. He just came out and told me, and I don't know what my look was on my face, but I was like, where is this coming from? But he said, I wanted you to know that before somebody else told you,
mm.
or you looked me up and you
And you
see that I
saw it,
was,
yeah.
woo. I said,
Yeah.
well, I appreciate that. And I do think that kind of influence, you know, I don't know if I'm gonna walk,
Well,
stay
well,
yeah,
I'm back up off you a little bit.
yeah.
So, and the
There's a
good,
lot of money,
yeah,
lot of money.
yeah. The good thing about meetups, if you take them serious, there is somebody there that can actually teach you something that can give you some insights and help you learn if you take it serious.
Yeah,
Everybody that goes to these meetups are just there, just so they can say they are part of something. They never do a deal. They never uh, actually get whatever it is that they're there to actually try to receive. They never receive it because they don't have that mindset that they need to go there to actually get to the next level to move them forward.
yeah,
So they never get what they're actually looking for. So I think I know we talked about it before, but mindset is actually extremely important and then to actually find that why to actually help push you. Having a mindset in your why to actually push you to that
right.
next
Yeah,
level
yeah,
is going the two of them gonna play together to actually get you there.
yeah. So I got a question for you.
Sure.
If you're sitting at a meetup or you sitting at a rehab that you're at,
Hmm.
and you got a kid, no, I'm not gonna call him a kid. I'm gonna say 20, 24-year old roll up on you. Hey, introduce himself, motivated, and say, what are you doing here? And you tell them I own this and I'm rehabbing it.
Hmm.
Oh, can I see it? Tell me how would you react to that? And would you be open to mentor them or share some of the work you're doing there?
Hmm. So I'm gonna go back a little bit, just a little bit. So when I
Okay.
started investing, I started in 95. I went to my first meetup in 95.
Mm.
And I've asked older gentlemen at these meetups that will say they got 20, 30 properties. At this time, I got two properties that I'm renovating. So, and I'm doing both of them at the same time. But and I got two partners at the time. So, and I would ask over and over again, how are they accumulating so many properties? And where are they finding them? What's the process? What's going on with them? And the response I would get is, hey, young blood, You just got to be out here in it. You'll get there. That's not telling me what I needed to know. You're
That's
not
true.
feeding me. You're holding the information close to heart and you won't share it.
Yeah.
I think that is the worst thing ever for a person to do is to not share.
Okay.
So
So
if somebody 20s walked up to me and asked me and I'm at one of my properties, I'm gonna walk them in, I'm gonna show them what's going on, and I'm gonna explain why we doing certain things that we're doing in the property. I'm gonna tell them
right.
how I found it, how much I paid for it, how did I finance it, and what's the exit strategy, what's the backside of the profit I'm gonna make. Because now, because you showed an interest, I gotta show you why this is something that I enjoy and I love. I love real estate, so I don't mind sharing.
You would share all that with them?
Absolutely.
That is awesome, Donald.
And the reason being is because nobody did it with me. And if you 20 years old, you have an interest. You need somebody to guide you, to tell you. And I would even give them contact. My wife hated though, because she said people take up so much of my time. Sometimes I get 3 phone calls in a day with somebody asking me questions about real estate. I'm open book. So when I tell her I just know how it is and I get it back. God has this way of giving it back to me for sharing. He didn't give me
Yes.
the God gave me the knowledge. I can't say I did it on my own. He steered
Mm-hmm.
me to where I needed to be to get what I needed to get.
Mm-hmm.
I don't mind sharing it, but I won't let you take advantage of my time and take advantage of uh somebody asks me something and I tell them and then you come back and tell me it don't work. And I know it worked because I'm telling you what I've done. So if you
Mm-hmm.
tell me it don't work, it's over with. Conversations, no more. Don't call my phone. I'm telling you right out. Don't call my phone no more. I'm done talking to you because you didn't do it. That's why you saying it don't work. And you're trying to get somebody to put it in your hand and give it to you, spoon feed you, I would say. And
Mm-hmm.
I'm never going to do that. I'm going to tell you the steps that you need to do, and that's it. Uh, I won't spend a lot of time with you, but I'm gonna give you step by step on what you needed to do. I did a
Mm.
90-day challenge free. I wanted to do 12 people. Out of 12 people, two stayed to the end. One is still doing deals to this day. So how is it that mindset didn't set in and take place? Because one finished the whole program and he's still doing deals to this day. That tells you his mind was totally engaged and the
Yes.
other people wasn't. Once
Yes.
they saw it was
Yes.
work involved, they said, "That's it. I'm done."
Yes.
So
Oh,
that's why I would actually do it.
okay. So another thing that gets in way in mindset is life.
Yes, yes.
Life gets in the way of mindset. Okay. And what I'm learning, because I'm in I just got bumped with a life
Mhm.
challenge, right?
Right,
Matter of
right.
fact, a couple of them. You just got to find a way to walk through it,
Mhm.
um, and still acquire information and do that life challenge.
Right,
You gotta find a way to get through it, right?
right.
Um, yeah, that gets in the way of mindset also.
Yeah, absolutely. And sometimes it's and that's where your why gotta come in. And your why, because your mind life gets in the way, and then you gotta say to yourself, I need to push past this and get to that next
Yes.
level. So my
Yes.
wife been pushing me for the last probably 7 months to start wholesaling again. I
Mm.
was like, I don't want to do it. It's a lot of work. Even though we got two VAs that work for us and they want to do it too. Everybody that's in my circle wants me to do it. And I was like, no, 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 no. So what I did since all this week was set and did step by step process. And I said, I'm gonna hand this to you all, and you all go do it. I don't want to wholesale. I know that's a full-time gig when you starting it
It
back
is.
up because you gotta get the momentum going. Once you get
Yes.
the momentum going, then it's a simpler process. Do you know on average that most people that start doing real estate before the 90th day hit, they quit? You
Mm,
don't get people to stay in the real estate because they hear these get rich quick uh deals structures. Get a property under contract, find a buyer, sell it, get paid.
mm.
There's a lot in between that nobody actually go into details and tell you. You got to be in the right neighborhood. You can't say I'm a wholesale my first deal and go into a seven-figure neighborhood thinking you getting ready to wholesale a house and you've never talked to a seller. And then when you talk to those seven-figure house owners and they study shutting you down, by the 20th time somebody told you no, you don't
Yes.
have the willpower to keep going anymore.
Yes.
So, and that hurts new investors because you're not told to go into the right neighborhoods. You're not told what demographics you should be at focusing on. That DC neighborhoods. You're not told that they tell you to look at the most ugly house on the neighborhood, but you think, okay, I can go in any neighborhood. There's market studies that you should do. See what that neighborhood is. See how many houses have been bought by investors, how many houses been sold in that area. You
That's
might
true.
be in an area
Yes.
where investors not even buying. And
Yeah.
you done just plunged into a neighborhood that nobody wants to be in.
Yes.
So that hurts you, and you can't you saying that this stuff don't work. So when somebody talks to you about real estate, you got a bad vibe about it, and you talking about how terrible and how it doesn't work because nobody didn't guide you right. And that's why we're the point where you came in and said the mentor is important. The right
Yes.
one is important. So
Yes.
I agree 100%.
And uh uh if you can find a system,
Mm,
uh a program that has systems in it, and you take the time to learn the systems. Like
absolutely.
I'm gonna just give one example. Like if you was rehabbing a single family house that had uh, a dirty gray exterior, so the exterior needs to be done, a roof, maybe even some landscaping around it, and the house inside the house needs that cosmetic flooring and wall treatment, but it needs a bathroom in a kitchen and maybe even a furnace system, right?
Mhm.
So having some kind of house like that, there is a strategy. There is a what's the word I want to say? There is a order strategy on how to approach that rehab, starting from the exterior, right?
Absolutely.
And then even before you start, there's a strategy of how to walk that property to understand what needs to be done on it to rehab it
Right.
and the costs.
Right. And most of the time, once you look at enough of them, because a lot of times I can walk in the house in 5, 10 minutes and tell you just about what that budget's gonna be for that house. Because I've seen hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of houses. I got to the point where I don't even want to go in a house. We was we walked through a house with one of the investments groups that I'm a part of, and I walked through the front door, walked through the back, and came and stood out in the front. They was like, you got a budget yet for it? Because they was trying to see, who can put together a budget. So I said, yeah, I got my budget. So we standing out front. So immediately they turned to me because I was standing outside before everybody else. What's your budget? I said 85,000. Put it back together from rooter to the tutor. It'll be put together. And I noticed the guy that lead the class turns to me and says, "Wow." He said, I'm 83. And I sat down, wrote everything down that it needed. He said, how could you have gotten that number from just a quick walkthrough? And I said, I done this so much. I don't need to spend all that time that you all do. All I'm doing is as I'm walking through, I'm counting windows. I'm looking at the floor. I'm judging how much square foot. I don't need to be exact because I want to buy more than what I need anyway. I'm looking at, okay, it need a complete gut because I need to get down to the wiring. If a house been sitting so long vacant, you also want to change all the wiring. I don't care if it's knob and tube. If it does not have knob and tube, but it's been sitting for 5 years, I'm not
Mm,
I'm not trusting those wires in there.
mm.
And that's where fires start. You don't know if a bug got in there, chewed up the wiring, if a rodent got in it, ate up the wiring. You don't know what's what. So I'm gonna tear it all out and start from the rooter to the tutor and go from there. And if you think
Okay.
like that, and if it's got galvanized pipes, I think I did a video one day where I walked through a property and I showed the pitting on a galvanized pipe to show how that white spots on a pipe, that's where that pipe is getting ready to start corroding from the inside out. And
Okay.
you better not leave that there. Especially if it's something you can really hold on to for a long time. And you don't really want to sell something like that because your name's attached to it. So you
Yes.
want to actually take that type of stuff out. You want to you just want to look at what's my worst case scenario with this property. And
Mm,
your worst case scenario gonna put you on a higher price point. But what if you don't need your worst case scenario and you budget for 85,000, but you actually only spent 60,000? You just made another $25,000. So always look at it in its worst case scenario, and if you don't spend it, you don't spend it. So
mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
my thing is that's how I approach houses when I look at houses. Now buildings are totally different things, and when I say buildings, I'm not talking about two, 3 units, 4 units. I'm talking anything 6 units or more, because I want to be in a commercial space. And when you go to 5 units or more, you're in a commercial space. But you looking at those totally different than you would a single family. So you gotta be able to judge the two properties to be able to say, this is what I'm doing here, because the more revenue I can bring in, the more this building is gonna be worth. Not as opposed to a single family, I'm talking 1 to 4 unit, that if the house next door sold for $100,000, my property only gonna sell for $100,000.
mm-hmm.
If my 5 unit brings in $30,000 a month and I get to keep half of that a month and you multiply that by 12 and then you do whatever the cap rate for that area, that's how much money your building's worth. So there's a huge distinguished difference in the two, and most people don't understand that. That's why
Mm-hmm.
commercial space is so much better to me than a residential.
Yeah, that's my next go-to
Mm.
is the uh, learn um, how to evaluate, deal, analyze, um, and put that budget together on what would improve the apartment, not what's need to rehab the apartment. There's a difference.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, yeah. And then how to raise the money.
Yeah.
And that takes, for me, that would take a mentorship. And I got my eye on one
Mm.
that is small enough where she's teaching that. He actually showing forward me the mentorship module, teaching module. I just haven't had time to get to it. But I may open up the module because they called me. The person who sent it to me called me. Um, After I called them, I said, "You ready in the mentorship?" She said, "We need to first go through the module, Cynthia." And I was like, "Damn, got about the module."
You're
So
right.
hopefully this Saturday, I can give myself 4 hours and get through the maybe first set of modules.
Mhm.
Um, Prepare myself to get into that mentorship
Yeah.
because I do want to get, even though what they're saying right now about the market, they're actually saying commercials is not selling. Uh, and they're difficult to finance right now.
Yeah, commercial is always difficult to finance because here's what lenders look at. Have you done a deal like this?
Yeah,
What's your, if you have, what's your experience level in the last 3 years? And then, and my thing is, I tell people that come to me and talk about I can't get into that space, partner up with somebody. Uh,
yeah.
if you find a deal, that's worthwhile, that you don't mind sharing 20% or 25%, whatever you can work out with somebody to get the experience, do it. Because the experience is something you can't, once you get exposed to something, you can't take it back. It's no reversing it. So to just get the experience is what I tell people. And you'll be amazed at how many doors that open for you once you get there.
Hmm.
So yeah, absolutely. It is hard in the
Yes.
commercial space. So my hotel blew apart. Uh, so because I was buying a 113 room motel, it blew apart last week, and I'm still soaking about it because the seller wasn't keeping his books in order. Um, so one of the things that they tried to get around was to have him do his to do what is it when he redo his taxes to show that he been paying a mortgage because they was questioning the mortgage part. So and he was like he will not, and they was like if you don't do that we can't close. And he
Mm,
was like, well, I won't close. I was like, dude, we did all this paperwork. We've been fighting this deal for the longest, and now we at the last stages, and you won't do it.
mm.
And he was like, well, I don't care. I'll find another buyer. All right.
So let
So
me ask you a question. Do you
mm,
think he's been at that spot right there, at that spot close to closing escrow with someone? Because you said he's been trying to sell it for 5 years, right?
absolutely. And this is not, I'm not the first buyer. So what I told him,
Yeah.
I said, so what's going to be different today than if you find a borrower tomorrow? What's going to be different between that borrower and me? I think I'm your strongest buyer because stuff that you didn't have together, I created the documents and created the forms and stuff. There's not too many investors that understand the paperwork that you're gonna run into that's gonna buy a motel that understands when lenders ask unusual questions that can produce the documents that I can produce. And he was like, well, I'm just gonna keep going through that path until I find a cash buyer. You're not gonna find a cash buyer. No, the appraisal came in at 5.1. I had it. I got them down from uh, to 3.5, and it's a cash flowing motel. Right the way it is right now is cash flowing. He wants somebody to come in with cash and give him a cash payment of $5 million for this hotel. Told him it's
Mm,
not happening. Good luck. You'll be back. And he said, that alone, that statement right there, I ain't coming back. I said, okay, we'll see. But it's a great property, great location. Had a great opportunity because I was going to turn it into a group home as well. So I just needed to get closed. It had plenty of other opportunities there. It was a store that wasn't running. It used to be a strip club in there. The strip club,
Okay.
once the strip club left, he said he didn't want to do nothing else. So it's just a space empty. That can be
Okay.
an event space or something like that. There's like 5 other storefronts there that's not being used. So it has so much great potential. So
Mm-hmm.
I told him I hear that all the time, when the sellers say, no, I'm done and I'm not coming back. And then they wind up coming back. So hopefully you sell it and you get what you want out of it. If not, I'm still here.
Okay.
So
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 so you know who got to do the follow up? You
yeah,
got to do the follow up on him.
absolutely. Follow up
Because
is key.
he's not gonna do the follow up on you. He's gonna wait
Yeah.
for a new file a new sell buyer. So
Yeah.
you got to call him and ask him how he doing. Like y'all had never had that conversation.
He gotta find another realtor. So I gotta let him get some pain point there a little bit. So
Yes,
I'm gonna
yes.
give him like 45 days and reach back out to him and said, I'm still here. If you want to work this out, let's come back to the table and work it out.
No, now Donald, I wouldn't say I'm still here. What I would say is that I'm still interested.
Mm,
I'm
yeah.
still interested. Are you still interested in selling it? I wouldn't
Mm.
say I'm still here because what that's saying is, hey, nana, 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 you didn't sell it.
Because that's what I want to say to
Yeah, but you can't. That's going.
him.
You're gonna put up some walls there. You want to keep the walls down so he
Yeah.
could say, you know, I like his attitude instead
And
of
I
the
think
other thing. I
I
don't
think we
like
built
his
a good
attitude.
relationship too, because we've been going back and forth with this deal probably 5 months, something like that, with the lender, because we was doing SBA first. SBA was taking too long, so they switched it to a conventional setup, and that one was moving a lot faster. And then we hit that roadblock, and he just wouldn't budge.
Hmm.
So. So we gonna see
And
what
so, and,
happens.
and
Yeah.
so, there's nothing you can do to assist him to get that paperwork in.
No,
In
he's
That's something he got to do with his own personal.
yeah. I think he did something that's really smart. What he did was because he don't want who wouldn't report uh, a mortgage. He got a mortgage for $3 million. He said he's paying 9.9% interest only payments. Who wouldn't report that interest payment? How would you that's a huge write-off. That's 300 and some $1,000 of write-offs. Why would you not report that? So that led me to think about what he did. He don't want to pay taxes on $3 million. So what he did was he created a note in another entity name, and then if he sell it, he don't have to pay taxes on it because it's just a repayment of a loan. So why would I have to pay taxes on it? So he just got $3 million in his pocket without that's tax free, and if he go back and report that interest, now he just opened up a wound that he didn't want open. So that's why he not reporting it.
Nice, nice.
It was a smart business play, very smart.
So
And
you learned something.
yeah,
You learned something there.
I said I'm gonna have to steal this. He never confirmed it. I confronted him about it, but he never confirmed it. He never said no. So
Okay,
I think that's what he did.
okay.
Mhm.
All right.
Well, I think this was a good episode. I think we need to do because we always talk about private lending and private money and raising money. I think we need to have a show about private lending. So maybe the next show next week we'll do one for private lending.
Okay. And so what I'm going to do with the private lending is also have something graphic
Hmm.
that people can see because some
Absolutely.
people are learners by visual.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's sometimes like shocking to show someone that their CD account is making only 4.12%, or their stocks is making 2.25%. And I'm being generous, right? Because some of them is not making that much.
Absolutely.
It's time that it's the time that allows them to accumulate, and to see on the other side of real estate that they can make 8, 10, 12%.
And most people, when they hear those numbers, they don't understand that those are true numbers.
Those are true numbers.
So we can go into deep on the next episode. Let's do some information. We're gonna get it out to you guys and let you all know more about raising private lending, and give you all some opportunities. I'm always having opportunities for those who want to actually come, and I'm quite sure Cynthia does too. So we're going to actually go into that a little bit more, and probably just do a whole show
episode.
Lending. Yeah.
So guess what? We gotta say, don't forget to hit the like and the subscribe so that we can do more of this.
And share it with your friends and family.
And share it, right?
If you want to hear more stories and tips about real estate, foreclosure, and private lending insights, hit like and subscribe now.